Hello, fellow Movie Crusaders, and welcome to today's episode. Today, we're reviewing one of the more anticipated films of 2021, and that is Disney's newest animated film, Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon is released in theaters currently, but it is also on Premier Access for Disney+. For anyone who saw Mulan, you had the choice of seeing it in theaters, or you could have paid $30 on Disney+ to see it at home, basically purchasing the film in its own. And Raya the Last Dragon is now the second film to do that outside of Mulan. Raya and the Last Dragon, I remember the first stills I saw, or stills or pictures that I saw of this film. The first thing that came to my head was gorgeous. It looked amazing. The animation, I remember when I reviewed Frozen 2 a couple years back, I said Disney has now become at the top of their game. It is the most gorgeous film I had seen of them so far. Raya and the Last Dragon has now surpassed that. This film is beautiful. So many amazing shots in this film. Pretty much the entire film. You can basically take a picture of it and make it a screensaver or a poster. It looks gorgeous in every shot that it's in. But yeah, the first time I saw photos for this, I was immediately hooked because I had to see this film because of how gorgeous it looked. Then I saw the first trailer. And the first trailer didn't really sell me, mainly because, and this is not a knock on Aquafina. I actually don't hate Aquafina. She's fine, but I can only kind of take so much of her. But when the first initial interaction with The Last Dragon and you heard Aquafina's voice come out of it, I immediately was like, oh no, this could be bad. And that and the dragon didn't look like a dragon. It looked more like Falcor from the Neverending Story. But it tempered my expectations a little bit because that first trailer, once I heard Aquafina talk for the dragon, I immediately kind of lost a little bit of interest with it. But nonetheless, I still had to check this out because it is a Disney film. So I went out of my way to pay for the Premier Access because I really didn't have a theater close to me that was playing it. So let's go ahead and jump into the review and see exactly what I thought of Raya the Last Dragon. Now, the main premise of Raya the Last Dragon is that it takes place in a realm known as Kamandra. It's a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization, and a warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon because these creatures called the Droon have escaped, and they're kind of like these black and purple like electrical smoke monsters that if they touch you, they turn you to stone. They were previously stopped by the dragons in the past, but it effectively destroyed all the dragons to stop them. But they were protecting this like crystal ball thing because it's what the dragons had left over to protect them. But naturally, it became a power grab between the warring tribes. And when the orb gets broken, the Droon escape. And now Raya has to go on a mission to try and find the last dragon to save the realm. Like I said, most of that's in the trailer, so it's not spoilers or anything like that. I know a lot of people are like, Sean, you gave away too much of the story. I really didn't. But yeah, Raya the Last Dragon voice cast. You got Kelly Marie Tran. She plays Raya. Many people know her from Star Wars The Last Jedi. You also have Aquafina. She plays Sisu, who is the voice of the dragon. Other standouts, you got Gemma Chan playing Namiri. You got Benedict Wong playing Tong. You got Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk is the king of getting paid to basically do grunts and animal noises as he plays like the armadillo animal named Tuk Tuk. I mean, it must be so good to get paid to basically go the whole time in the movie, which is basically what Alan Tudyk does. But hey, I'm not going to knock it. He's fantastic. I love him. And like I said, this is a Disney movie, so you're going to get the typical Disney stuff. You're going to have the cutesy animal, Tuk Tuk. You're going to have the either mother, father, or the father-daughter relationship or the mother-son relationship or vice versa mixture where you're going to have this relationship story that they're going to have to build on. You're going to have some cutesy kid characters, which you got two of those in this. You got Bjorn, played by Isaac Wang, and you got Little Noi, voiced by Talai Tran. And they're adorable. or are funny and adorable because, that's Disney for you. So are there a lot of retreads you see in this film that you see in previous Disney films? Absolutely. But just like I mentioned in my review for Boss Level, yes, it retreads a lot of the same Disney stuff, but does it do enough to make itself unique and to make this story interesting that you won't see the similarities to other Disney films? And Raya and the Last Dragon definitely does build on that. The world that they create with the realm of Kumandra is pretty awesome. And the way they describe the world and the countries, they basically describe it with the body of the dragon. You have the heart, you have the spine, you have the tail. There's two others I'm blanking on off the top of the head, but that's what they call their countries. Are based basically off the body parts of a dragon. And the way the world and the tribes and everything is described is incredibly intriguing. The idea of the Droon looks scary. They look visually amazing. And then the idea of that they turn them into stone. I mean, we've seen the stone storyline done many times before, but I really like how they did it in this film. Kelly Marie Tran as Raya does a fantastic job. I think she definitely carries this film. Aquafina, I will admit, the first 5-10 minutes of her is very grating on the ears. It's very Eddie Murphy donkey from Shrek. But as you see in the trailers, she eventually can take the form of a human. And for some reason, listening to Aquafina as a dragon, at least in the beginning, is borderline unbearable. But when she turns into human form, for some reason, I can handle it better. I don't know why. But once we get past the initial 5-10 minutes of Aquafina, she actually puts in a very good performance as Shisu. I actually really enjoyed Aquafina's performance after the first initial 5-10 minutes, mainly because they decide, let's throw in a lot of present day jokes that don't really fit in this film. I mean, we're basically in an ancient civilization, and she's talking about school projects and breakdance fighting and stuff like that. And it's just like, that stuff doesn't pertain to this world. So these jokes are literally for kids of today, and it just doesn't fit with the realm of the film that we're currently in. But like I said, it only happens like 2 or 3 times. You kind of just have to let it go. The action set pieces. There are fights in this film, and the fights look fantastic. Like I said in the beginning of the review, everything just looks amazing in this film. Whether it's just the human faces or their hair or the way Shisu looks as a dragon or the way the water lands on the characters or the surrounding areas in the rain, the way the Droon look, everything in this film looks phenomenal. Like I said, the world that they build in this, like it's no different than what we've seen, like I said, in many other films. It's a journey through the world to find these pieces of a MacGuffin, basically, in order to try to stop these creatures. We've seen this story before, but the connective tissue between the characters, and each time you go to a new place, a new character joins the group's party, and each character is unique enough to be likable and to have their own jokes that really kind of rounds out the group's performances and makes them stronger as a whole. It's got a great third act finale that I think works incredibly well. It has a very beautiful ending. Raya and the Last Dragon is an incredibly well done Disney film. It is definitely a Disney film that's going to have strong legs. That's going to grow in its popularity. That will probably be like Frozen, where it's going to spawn sequels and all this stuff. I will say, on a positive note, not that this is a knock against Frozen or anything, then there is no music in this film. There is no musical performances or anything like that. This is a straight through story from beginning to end, very action heavy in certain points, which I loved. Raya and the Last Dragon is a fantastic Disney film, and basically one of the best, if not the best looking Disney film, hands down. And it shows that even though I don't necessarily like the look of the dragons in this, like I say, they look like Falcor from Neverending Story, Disney shows that they too, outside of DreamWorks, can make a dragon film. Strongly recommend checking out Raya the Last Dragon, whether you are going to the theaters to see it or whether you want to see it at home. The real question that you're probably going to be asking, Sean, is this movie worth $30? And when I said this, I said this with Mulan, and I'm going to say it here again. With Raya and the Last Dragon, let's say you go to a movie theater. If it's just you and you're paying for a ticket and you're not getting any food or anything like that, yes, it's cheaper to go see it in a movie theater. But if you're going to get to the movie by yourself and you're getting a ticket and then you're going to get popcorn and a drink, you're pretty much already at $30 anyway. So you can either go to the movie theater and see it, which I recommend because like I said, it looks gorgeous, or you can sit at home, spend the $30 on your HD 4K TV, and you can watch it as many times as you want for that one $30 fee. Whereas you can go to the movie theater and you can spend $10 to $30 every time you want to see it if you want to see it multiple times. If you're going to be taking your kids or children in general and you have to pay for all their tickets, you're already spending more than $30 right there anyway, and then they're probably going to want food and drink and all that kind of stuff. So in terms of, does $30 sound like a lot of money? Offbeat, yes, but you can watch it as many times as you want instead of going to a theater and seeing it only one time. And it's probably going to cost you around the same amount if you take kids or you're paying to get food and drink. So I don't see the $30 fee with Disney Plus to being that drastic or that bad. I paid the $30. I watched it. I don't regret it. I will probably check this movie out at least one or two more times before it becomes free on Disney Plus in June. So like I said, I don't think the $30 thing is a big deal, but if you guys are still worried about it and you can go to your local theater, I definitely would recommend going to a theater. But if you have a 4K TV, this movie is amazing to see in 4K. Definitely strongly recommend seeing this, whether it be at home on Disney Plus or at a movie theater. Definitely go out of your way to see Raya and the Last Dragon. You will not be disappointed, as it is right now my #1 film of the year. So going to my actual overall score, because I said that, I am actually going to give Raya and the Last Dragon a 92%, which is obviously an A score, and it currently holds the #1 spot of my year so far. But there's still so many more movies left to come out this year. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the channel so you guys stay up to date with all the latest videos that pop up on the Movie Crusaders. And of course, don't forget to follow us on all the social media outlets you see below. I know Chaos Walking came out this week. It's in theaters only. It's not at home. The closest theater to me is at least 40 minutes away. And a lot of it just comes down to if I can find time to make it out there to watch it. If I can, I will have a review for you. If I don't have the time, then I'm sorry, I'm just not going to have a review for you. But as of right now, the reviews are not looking that positive. I hope that it actually is better than what people are telling me, because I really like Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley. But as soon as I can get the time to get out to a theater to see it, I will definitely do that, and you will see that review on the channel when that happens. Also, coming up as well, we got more movies coming out. Pull them up here. We've got Cherry with Tom Holland coming out next week. We've got Happily coming out in 2 weeks. We got Godzilla and Kong coming out here at the end of the month. We got the Snyder Cut obviously coming out in a week or two. We got Nobody coming out at the end of the month as well. So we definitely have some movie reviews coming down the road here for the remainder of March. But then always, like every Friday, Brian Michaels and myself will be here for the Weekend Crusaders. We had today's episode drop, and then next Friday we'll have the next episode. So be on the lookout for those. But until next time, in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Movie Crusaders.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.